Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Koro More Sri Krishna Chaitanya
Nearly 2 years after the release of my feature-length documentary on the birth of Bhakti-Vriksha in the Middle East, I am asked to show that this approach, originally sketched by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, may be the way forward for ISKCON's global outreach. In the next film we're working on, I'm on my way to England, where Bhakti-Vriksha has already made some headways. The question is asked, is this program for Indians, or can it also work with everyone? I remain to be convinced myself, and this film will have to convince the world of ISKCON, first of all, that Bhakti-Vriksha is the way forward. Prabhu, what is your perception of this new approach to outreach, the Bhakti-Vriksha approach?
The Bhakti-Vriksha team have been here in the manor vicinity for many, many years, and really I want to applaud the teams that have been working here. Why? Because, these are individuals that have daily pressures of work, of looking after their families. But in between all of that, they are very busy in their Bhakti-Vriksha programs every week to invite new people to come and participate within the actual program in itself. And they've been so successful over the years that I think they've grown phenomenally in the little groups that they have. And of course, their zeal to preach to others is a phenomenal aspect as well, which I find very useful in a temple of this size.
A 3-hour drive from London, I meet the GBC representative for the UK between 2 flights from Spain to Ireland.
It's doing very well. From the point of view of the number of groups, the amount of people participating, and some of those groups developing into centres, I think it's going very well, actually.
Bhakti-Vriksha has been really an inspirational program. The way in which Bhakti-Vriksha is able to attract new people to Krishna consciousness and then wonderfully integrate them with the temple and the various activities of services from book distribution to temple cooking. Bhakti-Vriksha has really been an amazing contributor.
I'm driven to Reading, a suburban town west of London, halfway to Oxford, to visit a thriving Bhakti-Vriksha community.
We came first time to Reading in 2011. So when I came out of the station, I was thinking, I don't know any soul here. Krishna, what am I going to do? There was the Namahata there for more than 20 years. They were doing book distribution regularly and every week give the class. So many have come, but they were not able to retain them. And then when they did book distribution, they gave us the contacts.
The Bhakti-Vriksha program is actually very informal, and I think the informality of that program helps people to connect to it. At the same time, and the system that they have, the 64 sessions and going through each program that they have, going through different stages of our practice and devotional activity, is very much walking the walk. It's practicing what we preach.
The care and the time that's been put into me and that example that's been set, I'm confident and excited about providing others with that same level of support and love and care.
It's living it, and the enthusiasm is there, the informality is there, and that package, I think, put all together, is a very successful package.
So many years ago, Bhakti-Vinod Thakur revived Lord Chaitanya's movement and codified a system through which people in every town and village could take up the chanting of Hare Krishna and the following of Krishna's instructions. Now ISKCON's congregational ministry has formed the Bhakti-Vriksha program that can spread to every town and village. Take up this process of Bhakti-Vriksha. It is the most effective and wonderful system to help people come closer to Krishna and actually live in Krishna's instructions.
Bhakti-Vriksha is not only authorized, but it's also recommended by the GBC and by ISKCON law. ISKCON temples should try to annually double their congregation by training and empowering the congregation through small local Namahatta Bhakti-Vriksha groups. Sometimes the issue is that the local temples, because they have not invested time, sufficient energy in building the Bhakti-Vriksha, they feel a little bit sidelined. And the Bhakti-Vriksha leaders also sometimes hesitate to give the program to the temple administrations because it is a sophisticated machinery. It's built on a network of supervision, oversight, and someone who has not been trained in the Bhakti-Vriksha dynamics may not be the best person to lead the whole project.
In 1996, a Russian devotee by the name of Angira Muni Das made history by taking the Bhakti-Vriksha principle to Moscow.
So in the 1996, I made first attempt to start Bhakti-Vriksha in Moscow. That time we do not have any program, we do not have models, materials, it was just an idea. And after 1 year we multiplied this first group. And in the beginning of 2009, we get about 50 groups just from these two initial groups. Now in Moscow we have about 140 Bhakti-Vriksha groups. In St. Petersburg, in Ekaterinburg, there are more than 40 Bhakti-Vrikshas. In some other cities there are 30 Bhakti-Vrikshas, 20 Bhakti-Vrikshas. Altogether in Russia we have now about 500 Bhakti-Vriksha groups.
I thought I'd misheard the figure. To be sure, I double-checked with another Russian pioneer. So how many groups do you have now in Russia?
Like we have more than 140 groups of Bhakti-Vriksha only in Moscow, and all over the Russia about 500 groups.
This young lady is a prominent pioneer of the Bhakti-Vriksha development in former Soviet Union.
Hare Krishna, I'm from Moscow. I joined devotees through Bhakti-Vriksha program, and mainly I was 15 years old. I passed first original group of Angira Muni, and after 1 year and a half, maybe 2 years maximum, I asked I want to open my group. Even our original group didn't finish yet.
Many of the students who are coming to these Bhakti-Vriksha programs, they're so enthusiastic that even before they finish the 64 stages, they're wanting to go out and start their own Bhakti-Vriksha group.
And the same week, I have a new group in my house. Every single day I have some ghosts, some book distribution, I was doing something. This group also multiply, and finally, like after maybe maximum 6 years, I become chakra leader. I have under me 9 or 10 groups.
Bhakti-Vriksha is my hobby. I am a professional magician in the world of entertainment and travel around the world doing shows, magic shows in Southeast Asia, Europe, and North America, South America. And in my free time, what I love the most, my passion is doing Bhakti-Vriksha.
Many of these devotees move to different places or different countries and open groups also.
I've been servant of her, secretary of her, trying to help her in the Bhakti-Vriksha, whatever I can do with my poor Russian.
If you know one devotee from France, his name Pierre, Premamaya Vasudev, his spiritual name now. Like 6-8 months, he was visiting group, start chanting his rounds and singing during the program. And after some time, I asked them to open new group in the apartments. From this group, we have very good leaders now.
But what happens then? Devotees also started to do Bhakti-Vriksha, like Ukraine, Belarus, Kazakhstan, like in Germany, England, Israel, and now even in the United States.
Hare Krishna. So my journey with Bhakti-Vriksha is that I literally grew up with it. You know, I would see my parents doing Bhakti-Vriksha program at their home, but at the same time it felt like even I could get involved with the children, and I would conduct similar children's groups with the Bhakti-Vriksha format, have discussion-oriented programs and with the children.
In 2000, I was introduced to the Bhakti-Vriksha system in Bangalore. After my marriage, we actually moved to San Jose.
In San Jose, we established 8 groups there. And in 2002, we went to Houston, and we've been there since then. And we established the Bhakti-Vriksha there as well.
So far, there are about 17 Bhakti-Vriksha groups in Houston.
And that involves about how many people?
250 people. And then there are 4 groups which are for Westerners.
We were thinking, does Bhakti-Vriksha really work in Argentina? Is it proper for this country or not? We tried with a group of devotees to start a group, but somehow or other we didn't get any results. And in 2011, coming here to Mayapur and to India, I met my good wife, Premavati Chitra. Hard work of Prema Padmini Mataji, Vijay Venugopal, and Angira Muni Prabhu. They apply Bhakti-Vriksha principles very good and start blossom like flowers everywhere.
Mi nombre es Prema Rupa Madhavadas y soy de Argentina. We are doing Bhakti-Vriksha for the last 3.5 years. So we take people from Sankirtan, Harinam, Food for Life. We invite them to our house. We have some outreach programs like Harinam, Food for Life, and also we do Yoga Fest.
So what has Bhakti-Vriksha done for you?
Bhakti-Vriksha changed my life.
And how has it done?
Like, after my house was like Grihasta place, and that's it. And now it's like a preaching center where a lot of devotees, 3 times a week, we have.
And your house is big enough for so many devotees?
Yes, now yes. When we start, it was a little department, but now, thanks Krishna, it gives us a very big house, beautiful.
My observation is that Bhakti-Vriksha can be built in 4 different ways. The first way is when the temple gives full attention, invests energy, manpower, and time to build these groups, to lead the groups. If the temple is like a house, the Bhakti-Vriksha, which is compared to a tree, will be like a tree inside the house, a tree in the courtyard of the house. Another way is the Bhakti-Vriksha is not built by the efforts of the temple. They may act cooperatively together. The Bhakti-Vriksha members can participate in festivals or book distribution marathons and so on and so forth. But there are 2 different administrations. One example of that could be Moscow, Russia, where the Bhakti-Vriksha was built not by the effort of the temples, and it became a force to reckon with. At the same time, there was a lot of cooperation. The third way, of course, the Bhakti-Vriksha develops without the presence of a temple, maybe in a country of the Middle East. And so you can visualize a tree, but there are no houses around. So the tree, in that case, is the local ISKCON. And the fourth way of relation between Bhakti-Vriksha and temple, at one stage of development, when there are enough devotees, enough resources, and enough desire, is the Bhakti-Vriksha who establishes a temple.
Also in 2012 we had the opportunity to travel with Her Grace Mataji Prema Padmini, and we went to Brazil. Now we are very happy to announce that in Brazil we have 30 groups of Bhakti-Vriksha.
And devotees moved from here to other countries from Bhakti-Vriksha. In Congo, tribal people chant and dance very enthusiastically. No Indians at all in that place. This was only one family of Bhakti-Vriksha leader.
Like now in Israel, they have about 6 Bhakti-Vriksha groups. Rasika Shikatra, which is from Israel, from Tel Aviv.
preaching in the center of Israel, and this was about 2.5 years ago when I started my Bhakti-Vriksha. My groups started to go to some kirtan with me, and this is much more impressive than just distributing books on your own. Now my group have multiplied and they started their own Bhakti-Vrikshas. And also we are working on translating the Bhakti-Vriksha to Hebrew.
Since the last 3 years, we are coming number 1 in book distribution of congregational. Last year, we did 5,000 books. The last year, then 10,000 books. And this year, we did 20,000 books. So, in this way, the man is very, very happy that we are helping to increase the book distribution. Bhakti-Vriksha Manor outside India is the number 1 temporary book distribution by support of Bhakti-Vriksha.